Hey guys, how are you? I wanted to show you something today that we've talked about a lot in class, but I want to talk about our part whole. So if you remember, any number bigger than 1 can be broken into at least 2 parts. So our big number that we're working with is what we call our whole. And the 2 groups that we break it into are our parts. And we know that when we take part plus part, it equals the whole. So I'm going to write part plus part equals whole. And then we're going to see how that looks on a few of these part whole mats. So let's say I'm starting with the number 5. So there's my whole. Now I can take that number 5 and I can break it into at least 2 parts. And I can have lots of different ways that I can do that. So I'm going to start by pulling it apart. Now the 2 parts that I came with were 3 and 2. So that means that 3 plus 2 equals 5. Let's try it again with a different whole. I'm going to start with a bigger whole. This time, I'm going to start with a whole of 10. Now, there's lots of different ways that I could show part whole with a whole of 10. Let's see. Now I have my whole, which I started with, and I've broken it into 2 different parts. And we're going to see what those 2 parts are. So we're going to count them. So I have one part has 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other part has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means that 4 plus 6 equals my whole, which is 10. Let's try it again. Let's see what my whole is now. So I'm starting with a whole of 8. And I'm going to break it into 2 parts. I have one part, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have another part, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a whole of 8, one part 4, another part 4. Part plus part equals whole. 4 plus 4 equals 8. I also notice I have a doubles fact. All right, let's try it again. This time, I'm going to use this whole. So this whole is 4. My first part has 1. My second part has 1, 2, 3. Part plus part equals whole. 1 plus 3 equals 4. So let's look at the part whole mats that we've made. Part plus part equals whole. 3 plus 2 equals 5. 4 plus 6 equals 10. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Ooh, a double fact. 1 plus 3 equals 4. So, boys and girls, we're going to look at part whole. But this time, instead of looking at a part whole mat, we're going to do it using number bonds. So a number bond is going to show us part plus part equals whole. Only this is our whole, and these two small circles are our parts. But just like our part whole mat, we're going to see that part plus part equals whole. So I can always make a number sentence out of my part plus part equals whole. So let's make some. All right. The first one that I'm going to make, I'm going to start with this as my whole. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have a whole of 10. And one way that I can show part plus part equals whole. So if I take my 10 and I break it into two parts, one part has 1, 2, 3. And the other part has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means that part plus part equals whole. 3 plus 7 equals 10. Let's try another one. Oh my goodness, there's a lot on this one. We're definitely going to need to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a big number. 13. 13 is my whole. Let's see what two parts I come up with. Okay, I have one part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And another part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Part plus part equals whole. So that means that 8 plus 5 equals 13. Let's try it again. This time, I'm starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's my two parts. 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Part 1 plus part 4 equals whole 5. Let's do another one. Here's our whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's break it into two parts. One part has 1, 2. Another part has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Part plus part, 2 plus 6 equals whole, and my whole is 8. So, boys and girls, we showed that a whole number can be broken into 2 parts. We showed that with our number bonds, and we showed that with our part-part whole mats. I want you to come up with 3 part-part whole mats and 3 number bonds. All right, boys and girls, I'll talk to you soon.